Welcome to Stoic Path, where we investigate the ageless shrewdness of Stoicism, a logic that has guided incalculable people through the foremost challenging times of their lives. In today's video, we are going dig deep into how Stoicism can assist you reprogram your intellect to realize inward peace and strength. This travel isn't around surviving the ups and downs of life, but flourishing in the midst of them with beauty, shrewdness, and a calm intellect. The establishments of Stoicism, a logic for life. Stoicism is more than an antiquated school of thought. It's a viable logic that has been grasped by a few of history's most noteworthy minds. From the Roman head Marcus Aurelius to the liberated slave Epictetus, Stoicism has given a system for living a good life, notwithstanding of one's circumstances. At its center, Stoicism instructs us to center on what is inside our control and to acknowledge what isn't. This might sound simple, but in Hone, it requires a significant move in how we see and react to the world around us. The division of control, what you'll be able and cannot alter. One of the central fundamentals of Stoicism is the polarity of control. This guideline partitions the world into two categories: things we will control and things we cannot. Our contemplations, activities, and reactions are inside our control. Outside occasions, other people's actions and results are not. By understanding and accepting this, we will divert our vitality from attempting to control the wild to centering on what we will change, our claim behavior and mentality. This move, not as it were, diminishes stretch and uneasiness, but moreover enables us to live more intentioned and mindfully. 1. Understanding the division of control. To completely get a handle on the concept of the division of control, it's imperative to plunge more profound into its suggestions. The Stoics accepted that by categorizing occasions and encounters into what able to and cannot control, we disentangle life. This rearrangement permits us to center our energy where it genuinely thinks. For case, consider a circumstance where you're stuck in activity. You cannot control the traffic itself, but you'll be able to control your response to it. Rather than permitting dissatisfaction to require over, the impassive would select to stay calm, maybe utilizing the time to tune in to an instructive podcast or reflect on the day. This approach, not as it were, decreases stretch, but moreover changes a possibly negative involvement into a beneficial one. 2. Letting go of what we cannot control. Letting go of what we cannot control is less demanding said than done. It requires reliable hone and a conscious exertion to move our attitude. The Stoics remind us that attempting to control the wild isn't as it were worthless, but the root cause of much of our enduring. In present-day times, this rule is especially significant. We live in a world where we are always assaulted with data, conclusions, and occasions that are past our control. Whether it's the result of a political election, the state of the economy, or the behavior of others, the stolid approach is to center on how we select to reply instead of being expended by what we cannot alter. Negative visualization, grasping impermanence. The Hone of negative visualization is a capable and passive method that includes imagining the misfortune of something valuable to us. This might appear irrational, as we are frequently instructed to center on positive results. Be that as it may, by mulling over worst-case scenarios, we get ready ourselves rationally and sincerely for life's inescapable challenges. This Hone cultivates a profound sense of appreciation for the show minute. When we completely get a handle on the impermanent nature of all things, we gotten to be more thankful of what we have instead of taking it for allowed. This mentality permits us to discover peace, indeed in adversity. 1. The origins of negative visualization. Negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum, has its roots in antiquated stolid ones. The Stoics accepted that by mulling over potential misfortunes or hardships, we seem construct passionate strength and way better plan ourselves for the vulnerabilities of life. This Hone was not almost staying on cynicism or actuating fear, or maybe almost rationally practicing how we would adapt with troublesome situations. By doing so, we will decrease the stun and trouble when confronted with genuine challenges, as we have as of now considered and acknowledged the plausibility. 2. Viable applications of negative visualization. Joining negative visualization into your way of life can be as straightforward as taking a number of minutes each day to suppose how you'd adapt with a loss. For illustration, you might visualize losing an important ownership, confronting a well-being issue, or encountering a difficulty in your career. The objective isn't to be critical, but to appreciate the fragility of life and to reinforce your capacity for strength. This hone can too expand to connections. By envisioning life without a cherished one, we are able to develop a more profound appreciation for them and guarantee that we cherish our time together. Passionate strength, acing your intellect. Stoicism emphasizes the improvement of passionate resilience, the capacity to preserve calm and composure within the confront of difficulties. This strength isn't almost smothering feelings, but almost acing them. Through mindfulness and self-reflection, ready to watch our contemplations and feelings without being overpowered by them. This mindfulness makes a difference. Us react to challenges with reason and think activity instead of responding imprudently. 1. Building enthusiastic versatility. Building passionate versatility may be a slow process that involves practicing mindfulness, self-discipline, and self-awareness. The Stoics believed that by frequently locks in these zones, we could train our minds to stay consistent, indeed within the confront of difficulty. One way to construct passionate versatility is through regular reflection. By taking time each day to reflect on our contemplations, feelings, and responses, ready to recognize designs and zones for enhancement. This hone permits us to become more mindful of our triggers and to create methodologies for overseeing them. 2. Mindfulness and Stoicism. Mindfulness may be a key component of Stoicism. The Stoics advocated for living within the display minute, completely mindful of our contemplations and activities. By practicing mindfulness, we are able to be more adjusted to our enthusiastic reaction and create the capacity to observe them without judgment. This hone makes a difference us to stay calm and composed, indeed in upsetting circumstances. For illustration, when confronted with a troublesome choice, a careful Stoic would take a minute to delay, reflect, and consider the leading course of activity instead of responding rashly. Stoicism in everyday life, common sense applications. While Stoicism is established in antiquated logic, its lessons are incredibly relevant in today's fast-paced, regularly chaotic world. Let's explore how you can apply impassive principles in your daily life. 1. Morning reflection. Start each day with many minutes of reflection. Consider what you might face amid the day and how you'll approach these circumstances with a stolid attitude. This hone makes a difference. Set a tone of calm and reason for the day ahead. A morning reflection might include visualizing potential challenges and arranging how you'll react with persistence, intelligence, and strength. This hone not only prepares you for the day ahead, but too strengthens the standards of Stoicism in your standard of living. 2. Evening audit. At the conclusion of the day, reflect on how you reacted to challenges. Did you keep up control over your responses? Were there minutes where you permitted outside occasions to exasperate your peace? This daily survey makes a difference. Fortify the lessons of the day and plans you for a more careful tomorrow. The evening survey could be a capable device for individual development. By truly evaluating your activities and responses, you'll distinguish regions for advancement and celebrate your victories. This hone makes a difference you to remain adjusted along with your impassive values and to persistently endeavor for individual fabulousness. 3. Careful appreciation. Consolidate the practice of negative visualization into your day-by-day schedule by taking a number of minutes each day to appreciate what you have got. Reflect on the plausibility of losing these things and utilize this awareness to deepen your appreciation for the show minute. Careful appreciation could be a foundation of impassive hone. By frequently recognizing the impermanence of life, ready to cultivate a profound sense of appreciation for the individuals, encounters, and belonging that enhance our lives. This hone makes a difference us to center on the display and to discover delight within the basic delights of life. 4. Mindfulness and reflection. Stoicism offers common ground with mindfulness practices. Engage in standard contemplation to watch your contemplations and feelings without judgment. This practice strengthens your capacity to stay composed and centered, no matter what life tosses your way. Meditation is an effective device for developing mindfulness and emotional flexibility. By routinely practicing contemplation, you can create the capacity to watch your contemplations and feelings without getting to be connected to them. This hone makes a difference you to stay calm and centered, indeed within the confront of push or difficulty. The control of acknowledgement. Finding peace in what is a center. Impassive rule is acceptance. Not acquiescence, but a profound deliberateness, acknowledgement of reality because it is. This does not cruel we do not endeavor for alter where conceivable. Or maybe it implies we recognize and grasp what we cannot alter. Acknowledgement liberates us from the steady battle against reality, which is frequently the source of much of our enduring. By accepting life's eccentrics, we will keep up our inward peace, indeed when outside circumstances are far from perfect. Portion 1. Understanding acknowledgement. Acknowledgement could be a crucial perspective of Stoicism, and it requires a profound understanding of the nature of reality. The Stoics accepted that much of our enduring comes from our refusal to acknowledge things as they are. By standing up to reality, we make pointless torment and dissatisfaction for ourselves. For case, when confronted with a troublesome circumstance, such as the misfortune of a work or the conclusion of a relationship, our characteristic propensity is to stand up to and battle against the reality of the circumstance. In any case, the Stoics educate us that by tolerating what has happened, ready to start to move forward with clarity and reason. 2. Acknowledgement and action. Acknowledgement does not cruel lack of involvement or renunciation. Instead, it implies recognizing what is inside our control and taking activity where able to. The Stoics believe that once we have acknowledged a circumstance, we will center our vitality on taking valuable activity instead of staying on what we cannot change. For case, in the event that you lose your work, acknowledgement would include recognizing the reality of the circumstance and centering on what you'll do following. This might incorporate overhauling your resume, organizing, or looking for unused opening. By tolerating the circumstance and taking activity, you'll be able to move forward with certainty and reason. Shrewdness from the impassive aces. Let's take a minute to memorize from the intelligence of the stolid aces themselves. Their lessons offer immortal experiences into how to live a life of reason, tranquility, and strength. Marcus Aurelius, the logician ruler. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman sovereign and stolid rationalist, composed broadly approximately the significance of self-discipline, reason, and virtue. In his work Contemplations, he reminds us that you simply have control over your mind, not exterior occasions. Realize this, and you'll discover quality. This site typifies the pith of Stoicism, the acknowledgement that our genuine control lies inside us in how we select to think and act. Marcus Aurelius's compositions give a riches of down-to-earth shrewdness for exploring life's challenges. He accepted that by developing self-discipline and centering on what able to control, we are able to discover quality and flexibility in indeed the foremost difficult circumstances. Epictetus, the liberated slave. Epictetus, born a slave, rose to gotten to be one of the foremost powerful stolid rationalists. His lessons emphasize the thought that we are not exasperated by things, but by the seize we take of them. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that things, he broadly said. This viewpoint enables us to require control of our responses and to discover peace in any circumstance, no matter how challenging. Epictetus's lessons are especially significant in today's world, where we are frequently confronted with circumstances that are past our control. By centering on our responses instead of outside occasions, ready to keep up our inward peace and versatility. Seneca, the statesman and rationalist Seneca, a statesman and impassive rationalist, composed letters to his companion Lucilius, advertising down-to-earth counsel on how to live well. He accepted that life is brief, and we must make the foremost of our time by living high-mindedly and mindfully. Begin at once to live and number each partitioned day as an isolated life, he prompted. This approach energizes us to center on the show, increasing in value each day as a one-of-a-kind opportunity to live concurring to our values. Seneca's works remind us of the importance of living within the show and making the foremost of our time. By centering on the here and presently, we are able to live more completely and deliberately. Stoicism and advanced life, significance in the 21st century. In our advanced world where stretch and uneasiness are commonplace, Stoicism offers a capable cure. By receiving a Stoic mindset, we will explore the complexities of modern life with more prominent ease and clarity. Chapter 1. Managing with instability. Instability is a consistent in life, and the Stoics instruct us to grasp it instead of fear it. By focusing on what able to control, our possess activities and responses, we can confront instability with certainty. In today's fast-paced world, vulnerability could be an everyday reality. Whether it's uncertainty approximately our careers, connections, or long-term, The stolid approach is to acknowledge this vulnerability and center on what ready to control. By doing so, ready to decrease stretch and uneasiness and approach life with more noteworthy clarity and reason. 2. Building strength in misfortune. Difficulty is inescapable, but Stoicism prepares us with the apparatuses to persevere and develop from it. By practicing negative visualization and centering on the division of control, we construct the versatility required to confront life's challenges with elegance. In cutting-edge times, misfortune can take numerous shapes, from individual difficulties to worldwide challenges. The impassive approach to difficulty is to see it as an opportunity for development and self-improvement. By grasping challenges and learning from them, ready to become stronger and more strong. 3. Developing inward peace. In a world full of diversions and outside weights, Stoicism makes a difference us develop internal peace. By centering on what really matters, virtue, intelligence, and self-mastery, we can discover tranquility in the midst of the commotion. Inward peace could be an uncommon product in today's world, where we are continually bombarded with information and diversions. The impassive approach to inward peace is to focus on what genuinely things and to let go of what is past our control. By doing so, ready to find a sense of calm and satisfaction, indeed within the middle of chaos. Conclusion: the way to tranquility and fulfillment. As we conclude this journey through Stoicism, keep in mind that the way to inward peace and versatility isn't almost flawlessness, but a round advance. By grasping the standards of Stoicism, negative visualization, the dichotomy of control, and enthusiastic resilience, we can reprogram our minds to discover tranquility and fulfillment within the show minute, no matter what long-term may bring.